how Air Force boot camp instructors are trained. I have no idea about this. I have no idea how Air Force boot camp instructors are trained. I have not a clue. I have not a clue. Not a dang clue. Not one. Not a single. Not a half a clue. Not a quarter of a clue. Not a second of a clue. Not a dang clue. But we're all about to get clued up together. Air Force boot camp instructor. Oh, and just so you guys know who were not in the military, the boot camp instructors are normal people. They are people who joined the military and they got a job at finance, or they got a job at admin, or they probably not legal, or they got a job in cyber in the Air Force, and then they became a staff sergeant. And then the military said, "Hey, staff sergeant, you're now a leader. We need you to lead and take on a leading role." And you go, "Yes, I am a leader. I worked very hard. I'm a leader now. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And they go, "You can either go to boot camp and become an instructor, or you go do something else." I forgot what it was. It was like either you become a drill instructor or you go become something. And drill instructors, unfortunately, have a very, very high divorce rate. So don't think when you guys who aren't in the military, when you see drill instructors, that they joined and were like, "I want to become a drill instructor." Some people are like, oh yeah, recruiter. That's what it is. Thank you so much. So when you see these drill instructors, just think you at your job, right? You know somebody at an admin job. I just shared my proof in the Discord. I don't want to be sad right now, Phil. I'm going to have to check that later. So you become like a sergeant, and you can either become a recruiter or a drill instructor. Recruiter, super stressful job. Drill sergeant, super stressful job. Recruiter, you have to move your family. Hopefully they let you go to a place that you want to go. Usually they'll let you go back to your hometown. Or you become a drill instructor with a super high divorce rate where you have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning screaming at people and like basically kind of there. And that's how you can progress. So when you guys are looking how drill instructors are made, I just wanted to tell you guys, these are normal. I could have been a drill instructor if I wanted to. Okay. If I wanted to, if I became a sergeant, they would have said, "You're a sergeant now. Do you want to go be a recruiter, or do you want to be a drill instructor?" And I would have said, "I would rather get out." So just so you know, these are good people.
Things I already know.
Okay.
Why don't you actually do your job and actually choose to represent me the way you're supposed to?
That's a good yell. That's a good yell.
Before these Air Force military training instructors can do
he's super
this.
scary.
Yeah, I can even straight forward.
Oh my God, the freaking shuffle. You have to stand like this and you have to shuffle. And then you just hear the drill sergeant yelling and you don't know who it's at, but you know it's not at you. So you just stare at your food, and the nicest ladies behind the counter, the nicest ladies who make you cry because they're civilian ladies, and they'll go, "What you want, baby doll?" Or they'll be like, "Hey, sweetheart, like, what do you want?" And you're just like, "Bread, please." And then they go, "Oh, of course, sweetheart." And they call you baby doll, and it just, you want to bawl your eyes out because everybody else, shoulder to shoulder.
They must first do this. They're practicing what's called the command voice.
That's a big guy.
And once they master it, they'll be able to lead a flight of Air Force recruits.
And we'll use it specifically as a way to grab the trainee's attention and to notify him that it's time to move in whatever direction that is so that way we can communicate with the entire flight.
Wait, that is Disneyland.
If you're not
That's
given specific clear directions,
is that Disneyland
then
in the
background? Task is not going to get done, or is going to get done in a way that it's not supposed to be.
Forward,
Military training
instructors. Oh my God.
Or
if that's Disneyland, guys, that's where I went to boot camp at. Okay, so real quick, there's 2 places you can go when you're in the Air Force, okay, through basic training. You don't know, it's randomly assigned, there's no way to get it, you can't do it. One is a building called Disneyland, and I think that's it. And it's very nice, it's very pretty. It's not like expensive or anything. It was clean, lots of shower heads. I didn't have to share a shower head. Lots of like just, it was nice. It was very, very nice. And then when they marched us, we walked by this condemned building. Looked like ghosts of sad people lived there. And then we go, what did that building used to be? And they go, oh, that's Alcatraz. That's the other place where you can go to basic training at. And then we went, ooh, and we kept marching. Anyway, Disneyland.
MTIs are the equivalent of Marine drill instructors or Army drill sergeants.
You share a shower head? I didn't have to because we had enough shower heads. But oh yeah, when you go into basic training, like when I tell you guys, if you don't have a family and you join the military, you will leave with one. Yes, you shower together, you share shower heads, you're all trying to accomplish things, you're all tired and exhausted, and you all become a team, and they literally, like, everybody knows that they break you down to build you back up as a team. I can't explain it. Do you shower with your clothes off? Yes, you shower with your clothes off. You have 2 minutes to shower.
Command at ease, the soldier may move. However,
and while there are similarities, MTIs have their own unique methods and philosophies when it comes to training new recruits.
Left, face, left.
We spent 4 days at Lackland Air Force Base observing future military training instructors during their 8.5-week course as they learn to lead new recruits in drill and train them to meet the Air Force's physical requirements. But it all starts with learning how to use their voice.
Side down, side down, side down.
except for my guide, element leader, storm chief, if you're taller than training, produce a 10 forward now.
Don't run.
That voice stressed me out so much. We had a drill instructor. I won't say her name. I loved her. We all loved her. But she had that fast voice. And it was really fast, and it stressed us out. It stressed all the ladies out. All the ladies out. It stressed us all out. We loved her, though. We loved her. Dang, was she scary. We were
Raising our voice, what we call
terrified of
command
her.
voice, is just one of the many
Petrified.
tools that we have as military training instructors in order to get that desired outcome from our recruits.
Military
that
training
Goober doing in the back?
instructors use the command voice
It's hard to
during
look cool
drill
walking
when they
downhill.
order a group of 40 to 50 recruits, known as a flight, to move to different locations during the day. In their first week of military training instructor school, or MTIS, students practice exercises that help them tap into their volume and their ability to sustain it.
Hut, top, threat, form, hut, top, threat.
See his
form.
diaphragm?
We repeat
He's like flexing his
expelling
abs.
our air from our diaphragm, and it is just a matter of repeating ha, 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 and that is used so that we can practice using our diaphragm and also getting as loud as possible with our command voice.
Hut, top, threat, form, hut, top, threat, form.
Good job.
So you got to get that diaphragm for real active so that you get it like it sounds stronger.
Exercises include hunching over and hanging from a pull-up bar while shouting,
Hut, 2, 3, 4, hut, 2, 3, 4.
Let's go.
forcing them to use their diaphragm to achieve the necessary volume.
2, 3, 4.
It doesn't sound throaty like nasally because that would be your nose, but you need to like get down here. Like that whole, like somebody's punching you.
But volume is just one element of the command
Nice.
voice.
We focus on distinction, loudness, inflection, projection, and snap.
Guys,
of that
look, it's
command voice.
Disneyland.
Come left.
It's Disneyland.
Right. Hey.
So the reason why a lot of the words sound differently than what
Anybody
a lot of
watching
people are
this and
accustomed
goes,
to, is
"That's
to be
where
able
the Air
to
Force had
provide the
basic training?"
enunciation of the word itself.
I feel so
You
bad.
can hear it clearly in the way military training instructors deliver cadence.
Hut, top, trip, pop, hut, top, trip, pop.
The added P or H helps keep the command distinct and at a high volume.
The way you get the distinction in your voice is by making sure you pronounce every letter when you are using your command voice. Let's say you are saying 1, 2, 3 to keep everybody in step, or left, right, left. You have to enunciate so that way it is distinct when it comes out as a command voice.
Interesting.
Light, halt. Get your cover, get your dress.
The command voice is
Oh,
also
wow.
used to give corrections.
Go away.
This is what it looks like when an MTI uses their command voice during actual boot camp.
Everyone's pointing at you. So you're taking your top.
It feels very empowering to use the command voice. It's almost like a battle cry.
They're just waiting to get their food. They're waiting in line. They're waiting to get their little tray and then walk up and then do the side shuffle. And then that's it. And all they're doing is standing there, not making eye contact, hoping they don't get yelled at. That's so sad. Stop looking at me, weirdo. Oh, yeah, they did say that. They said, stop looking at me, weirdo.
And so you kind of get to get that lion's roar out to get command and control of your flight.
While every branch of the military has its own version of the command voice, Air Force MTIs have a reputation for being less aggressive than some of their counterparts in the Army and Marine Corps. In 2018, the Air Force ranked 4th among the armed services branches for the number of hazing complaints.
We're
very firm, definitely demanding, but before everything, we're fair.
Left foot,
we ranked 4th in hazing complaints?
Air Force MTIs will use everything they learned about command voice when they lead new recruits in drill.
Left, peace.
Huh?
Forward.
This guy's going to be very intimidating. He's got some broad shoulders.
But learning how to lead drill requires its own training.
Left flank.
I would say it's more challenging than it is exhausting.
That was a good yell.
It's just constantly focusing on being precise with every single movement you make.
MTI students spend 85 hours practicing the movements, relearning how to march in step and make precise turns on command.
That carries throughout when you're doing left face, right face, left flank, collar movements. You got to understand where your head needs to be, where your arms got to be.
Learning drill at basic training, it was all new, it was foreign. However,
remember,
as I learned those movements, all I had to do was apply. There's a huge difference between learning and applying versus learning, applying, and teaching. So now I have to come back, break down each one of those movements into individual steps, and now share that and teach these trainees how to actually perform the movements.
He's going to be out here on this pad practicing until 0900.
This is the go command or the execution command.
This student is in week 6 of training. And this is a military training instructor, who is responsible for evaluating his ability to teach the left flank, which is a turn to the left when marching in formation.
24-inch step.
We focus on their ability to actually perform it and to be able to break it down step by step. How to effectively communicate the instructional portions of the lesson while also performing it.
Right here. What do you think your responsibilities are?
Students are evaluated on their ability to follow the Air Force teaching format, which includes how they present information and how they ask questions.
I have my cover. I do not have my cover again. Do I have any questions over anything that I just went over?
Biggest issue I would say with today's lesson was your questioning techniques. It was a lot of, do you have any questions? Are there any questions? You did that 7 times.
All MTIs across any squadron, they're using that standardized teaching format is important so that any trainee, when they graduate from here, they leave with the same knowledge, regardless of what squadron they were assigned to during their time here.
So all your transitions were seamless, tied it all back into your, I give you steps like your personalization.
Before they graduate from MTI school, these students will teach drill to a flight of recruits under the supervision of a certified military training instructor in the final phase of their training, known as Technical Qualifications, or TQ.
Step! You also need to suspend, so bring those hands back to your side.
Hey, see the little cameraman setting up his tripod?
You also need to suspend, so bring those hands back to your side.
Change step, arch, right away, and then get cadence.
Change step,
arch!
Oh, it is a slight pause, you are not stopping.
What was that?
It is a slight pause, you are not stopping.
At the end of the day, we are realistically training not just our replacements, but our upgrade.
Hut! Distance!
Out! 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 I think what drives the physical aspect of being a military training instructor is you are constantly on the move. You're going to be constantly marching all over base, taking your trainees to various appointments.
Let's do arm circles.
And then also in the mornings during PT, you're going to be out there not just showing them how to do PT, you're going to be performing PT and setting that example for them.
Oh, I
Every
hated
morning, MTI students perform PT, or physical training,
Yeah, there we go. I
as
still
if they
do
are
that
commanding
exercise
a flight
for my
of recruits.
obliques. I still do that. I still do that.
Students take turns leading PT from a distance, where they practice the lessons
Am I
learned in
missing
their
it?
command
No.
voice
I'm
training,
excited.
projecting
I
their
forgot I
voice
had this
across the
place.
drill pad to call out the exercises.
Next exercise is in and out.
In and out.
Session of exercise right up.
Guys, this is the Air Force workout right here.
Big
This is how we all get fit.
1, 2, 3.
And call cadence.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Another student observes from the sidelines and
And they have a
corrects their
script, I believe, that
classmates
they
as if
just
they are
follow.
recruits.
Arms are fully extended, back straight.
Hips out of the air.
So PT is set up that way for the MTI school, so that way it gives the students an opportunity to truly understand how to be able to lead organized PT, and so that way they understand what are the key points for each part before they step out
This
to
is
the
a
line
pretty
squads
cool
and they're
video.
standing in front of 200, 600, 800 trainees and leading them in organized PT.
Military training instructors must pass a physical assessment outlined by the Air Force based on age and gender.
Oh, yeah.
To get into the training course, students must be recommended by their leadership and pass a psychological evaluation.
Recommended by their
Military training instructors receive a special duty pay of $450 per
Let's
month
go,
on
$450
top
a
of their
month.
base
Let's
salary.
go. Extra $450. And you're in San Antonio.
Basic
so
military
$450
training,
goes
or
a long way.
BMT, also includes teaching
All right, look how beautiful this is. This is inside Disneyland. These are the beds, and look at the lockers.
recruits how to meticulously make a bed and fold
That was
clothes.
a terrible triangle corner. Hey, let's go Ranger Roll.
And again, these MTI students are
I
expected to
can
perform
smell
these
that
tasks
blanket.
to perfection.
For some of these students, they haven't potentially made a bed since they were last at BMT.
In week
If you want to join the military, you should watch this video. If you want to join the Air Force, you should watch how boot camp instructors are made, because this is at least the basic. That's so nice. I know. What hotel room is this? Guys, this is the Air Force basic training. That's where we go. They're learning how to teach us what we have to know how to do. $450 goes a long way into San Antonio. I feel like things are so much cheaper in Texas, though.
week 5 of their training, students
Oh my
practice
God, I
making
can feel
beds,
that
rolling
blanket.
shirts, and other dormitory procedures to the Air Force standards.
And everybody should know how to do this
And they
because they've
inspect
already
each
been through
other's
basic
work,
training.
practicing
oh
the
my God.
corrections they will be giving
You see
recruits
that
in just a
hospital
few
corner?
months.
Oh, it's a beautiful
Pick it up,
Ranger
you
roll.
kind of want it to snap back a little bit.
The
So we teach them the current standards, and then we evaluate them on their ability to organize those items. And then immediately following that, we
Do you guys see that? You have to write numbers on your towel. You can see it in the crease. That's how you know it's your towel.
evaluate them on their ability to teach those standards.
So the lesson we're going to be going over today.
Does Air Force basic training let you pick your own lobster, or do they randomly select it? It's whatever the best catch of the day is. Honestly.
Is the end of bed display.
You can choose your
They
own
have
butter, though.
exact words they need to say, so the
I like
trainees
the
know the
garlic
exact
parm.
details of what these lessons consist of. So the level of corrections that we're looking for with the students teaching this evaluation, is this their overall stage presence, how comfortable they are with teaching this lesson,
That's
how
where your
comfortable
dirty
they are
laundry
with
goes in.
the actual lesson plans themselves.
To ensure it is draped evenly, we can pinch at the bottom to
The
ensure
towel,
that
that's
they're flush.
right.
Give it a little tug.
These instructors are kind of talking to the wall, talking to their water bottle in some instances, but they are going by the format. This is essentially
my
the
God.
dry runs that they're running here at MTIS, to where they actually get to
Garlic,
the line and then
Parmesan
figure out how to
butter,
master what we're teaching here at MTIS.
If I look down at this shoe from the top, I should be able to see any
that's
of your
terrible.
shoelaces. You see your shoelaces?
I still do that to this day. My tennis shoes, you will not see my laces. I tuck those little rabbit ears in. Hammy, one of my drill sergeants in the Army was a Green Beret. Y'all got smoked.
In their final phase of training,
I bet.
they will be responsible for instructing a flight of recruits on the dorm lessons they learned at MTI school.
It is important for us to
MTI
learn how to
Military
teach
Training
this to
Instructor
trainees
School.
because
MTI.
they need to know our standards and they need to learn as well to practice their attention to detail.
The last 60 seconds is about easily probably 90 seconds. Well, honestly, though, if you think trainees are probably going to do the same thing. Whether it's you loading missiles, loading bombs, whatever the case may be, the attention to detail of you putting the correct amount into everything is the importance that we are teaching here at BMT. At this time, Captain Cole and Senior Master Sergeant Morrell will present the class their graduation certificate.
This class is graduating from the basic MTI training, but they won't receive their campaign cover until they've completed MTI. But they won't receive their campaign cover until they've completed the final phase of training.
So upon graduating from MTIS, we'll have 2 weeks.
Bale Frauds, thank you so much for the 5 gifted sub, and Valorant added another sub on top of it. Gifting to Chief Riggs, Tofu Kitty Cat, Brave Appalach, Great Thing of Fire, Hoffy Coffee, Twinish Pride, Jacob Townsend, 625. Let's go, thank you.
Of cadre training, where we actually spend some time with the standing eval section here at MTIS. After spending 2 weeks with them, we'll actually go out to our...
Yet another name she butchered. Bale Wolf Ralt. I did my best.
Line squadrons where we'll begin the teaching process, where we'll actually be on the line with a trainer getting qualified to become a fully certified instructor.
I found that I actually have a passion for teaching, which I didn't really know that before. It's really taught me more about myself. It's taught me a lot about my strengths and the things that I need to work on as an MTI.
You can bet those trash cans are
hot, top, tip, pop, hot.
Let's go! That was fun. Weren't those nice trash cans? Nerds training nerds. Heck yeah! And I bet y'all are jealous.